I'm meteorologist Ben Crosby from the Weather Show at Ben Crosby on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in to this section of the Eclipse weather forecast brought to you by my friends at Clothesline Cleaners. That's right, they do drapes, tablecloths. They've got like 150 some odd inch flat press. That's good for any of these great things, including bedspreads and sheets. So stop by Clothesline Cleaners, Franklin and Orchard. Yeah, having a great day at Clothesline Cleaners parking lot. Been in this parking lot a lot during the harsh winter and now going in towards the end of the summer where we have the eclipse information. And I know everybody is worried about that. So we have a lot to talk about today. First of all, let's talk a little bit about the Idaho Department of Transportation, a great website that you can go to watch live traffic cameras of all the roads going up north. 21, 55. You can actually click on the cameras and see the traffic in these spots. So that's a great tool and resource. Hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of traffic delays will be happening on Monday across all of the southern gem state and into the mountains. So take that into consideration, and you'll need this information if you're planning to go out. If you think you're going to go out and just drive to a location and then come back, no. We're talking several hours of bumper-to-bumper traffic for a long period of time. The other thing we got to talk about is the weather. I mean, I've got my weather index coming up shortly, and you'll be able to see my exact weather index of the viewing of the eclipse cloud cover for every location here in Idaho. And then I have a national one as well. But the weather pattern is real interesting. We do have an area of low pressure that's going to be down to the south and west. That's going to be throwing veils of high and mid-level clouds up to the north. And then we have another system coming in from the north at the same time that's going to push the clouds to the east. The pattern now is trending where we'll get what we call confluence in the atmosphere, where everything comes together right around the upper levels of the atmosphere. And as air comes together, it pushes down to the surface and helps push away cloud cover. So I think we're going to get that formation across the region to build high pressure into the situation and help us with clearing skies in many of our locations, not all, but many of our locations in Idaho. And again, if you look at the weather index that I put together, you'll be seeing a little bit more information on that and a little bit better pinpoint forecast activity for that coming up here very shortly. So that's the scenario on the eclipse. Again, can't stress it enough. Make sure you have some water for the kiddos, some food packed away in your cars, because you will sit for maybe 5, 6, in some areas, 10 hours of traffic or dealing with traffic in a short distance. So it's not going to be a great thing travel-wise. Plan on maybe a full day. Maybe many I know are going up and camping out. That's great. Give yourself some extra time. And then, of course, heaven forbid if anything should happen on the roadways, plan for that as well. Put a little safety kit in there. Maybe some gallons of water, that sort of thing. Because if a traffic jam happens or an accident happens or something even higher up on the scale happens, then you're prepared. All right, that's my 2 cents for today on the eclipse weather. Let's go and check out that Eclipse Weather Index. Here's my latest for today.
Hey, Van.
Oh.
I have a question for you. I've noticed on your videos and your YouTube that you've been talking a lot about the eclipse.
Yep, the eclipse is a big thing coming up. You know, once in a lifetime event, 100 years.
100 years.
Wow.
I don't think we're going to be here for the next one.
Well, you know, we do take pretty good vitamins, honey.
True story. True story. You know, we are ready for it. We have our glasses right here.
Yeah,
So
They look good. I think they're stunning.
absolutely.
Dancing. Do you hear that music?
Absolutely.
I tell you, well, I'm almost blinded by the light.
There you go. There you go. So give us a call because we won't leave you in the dark. You can reach us at 208-608-2791.
All right, put those glasses on, and we'll end dancing. Go ahead. All right, ready? All right, cue the music. We're going to cut that out. Okay, it is Thursday. Let's take a look at the eclipse weather forecast here in the afternoon. This is the way it's shaking on down. Again, this site is made by Xavier M. Juvier. His link to this great map where it's interactive. It shows you every single detail when you click on the map to get all the information of when the eclipse starts and stops in your area and the duration of it. So it's a wonderful map that's put together by Xavier, and give him some love if you go to that page. It is eclipse2017.org, eclipse2017.org. All right, coming on into the region, the story, as I broke down before, is that ridge of high pressure to the north, or building in to the north, and the area low pressure that's back down to the south that will bring cloud cover into the gem state. And there's that interactive map with all the great information there for any point inside that eclipse zone. Cool stuff. But the clouds, that's the story. We're going to be able to see the eclipse. And I think that the cloud cover is going to be on and off across the region and several locales. I know this is a very popular spot here, and up 55, Horseshoe Bend, Gardena, Banks, Crouch, Garden Valley, Grimes Pass. All these areas are going to see a tremendous amount of traffic and people coming on through. So we want to be very, very cautious about the traffic and safety. And I think that it's going to be congested. I think extra patience is going to be a must. And you're going to have at least, I'd say, 12 hours worth of food and water in your car, because I think some of you are going to be in traffic for over 10 hours in some spots, especially, and that's not even counting if an accident happens. But if there's a detour, the traffic's going to back up quick on that 2-lane highway through the mountains. Montour, Black Canyon, Sweet, Brownlee, all this area, I like an 8 out of 10 down south of the blue line. So right in through here as we're going for a closer look, Horseshoe Bend, Gardena, Montour, Black Canyon, Sweet. I still like an 8 out of 10. I do think there are going to be some clouds moving on through. Easily could go into a 7 or 6 category, but for now, sticking to what I'm seeing with the forecast, we are going to see clouds move in the morning and then move out, I think, during the peak eclipse time of the total eclipse, going in towards 11:30ish or so, depending on where you're at. Horseshoe Bend, extremely congested area. This is a very narrow road. The speed limit drops to 25 in there, so it's going to be very, very slow and go, I think, through that area. But as you go back towards the west around Emmett and New Plymouth and Ontario, Fruitland, Payette, this area I think will be in an 8 out of 10. Any clouds around the morning will move through, and by the eclipse time, going on into the total eclipse time around 11:30, that's when we'll start to see some clearing coming on through. So I like the odds of this area being a little clearer than other areas in the state. Ontario, Fruitland, Fort Wilson, New Plymouth, Hamilton Corner, all these areas here up along 95. Again, that's going to be very congested as well, but should be a good area to view the eclipse. All right, so this is another point to make for you if you're traveling through these areas. Have a safety kit available. You don't know what's going to happen. Any traffic accidents or anything like that, there could be a problem there. All right, let's back away and take a little move to the north. A lot of people going up to Cascade, Kerbaughton, Donley, Council, Cambridge, all these areas here. I think north of that blue line indicates where the extreme total eclipse will be, and then as you go further away from that blue line, you'll still be in the total eclipse, and it's just not the longest period of time. But Warm Lake, Landmark, all these areas up here north to the very top end of the eclipse line, I think will be in cloud cover. I think there will be some clouds, a little bit more draped through, not rain clouds, but passing mid and high level clouds, which could impede the visibility of the sun through this region. So that's where I think there could be some issues. I'm dropping you back into a 5 out of 10 from that area, back over to Stanley as well. A 5 out of 10 looks to be a better bet. Down south of the blue line, we can put you into about a 7 around Atlanta. Again, most of the clouds will be in central and eastern areas of Idaho too during the eclipse. Moving on through, that's why I think the western part of the state stands a little better chance, but Bora Peak all the way up towards Goldberg, these areas stand to see a little bit more cloud cover, so a 5 out of 10 right now. and there's a possibility it could go lower. In eastern areas of Idaho, where it's very popular, a lot of traffic, a lot of tourism coming in, Idaho Falls back up towards Rigby, better chances here to see the eclipse than back up towards St. Anthony, Ashton. But this whole area is going to get clouds draped on through it and into the Teton National Park around Jackson. I do think that the clouds will be around. Here I'm going to lower down to a 5 again. Again, yesterday had you up in 7 and 8 categories. Today I like 5. And this may change tomorrow, but this is the way the models are shaping down. Timing's going to be a big factor of when the cold front moves through or when the ridge of high pressure moves in, and it's going to happen right around the morning hours of the total eclipse. So again, this area seeing a 5 out of 10 when it comes to the possibility of cloud cover moving on through. 10 being great, 1 being poor, kind of right in the middle now. It's touch or go around Driggs, Rigby, Rexburg, St. Anthony, all these areas back towards Jackson, Wyoming. All right, backing away a little bit, you can see the path of the eclipse coming right on through the heart of the gem state, back towards Baker City as well, and in eastern areas of Oregon. These areas will see clouds again early on in the morning, like I'm thinking between 6 to maybe 9 in the morning, but they should be moving out, according to what I'm seeing now with the models, enough to bring breaks in the clouds at least to give a good viewing of the eclipse. So 8 out of 10 in these areas, but that band of clouds will be moving probably just through the Cascade area around the peak time of the eclipse. Garden Valley may be out of that, but north of that blue line looks a little cloudier, and east of, say, the middle of the state looks cloudier as well. There's Xavier's Jubier's 2017 Total Eclipse Interactive Google Map. This is a fantastic site. Go check it out for my friend. He did a great job. We appreciate him letting us use that here today. Coming up, the national forecasts to tell your friends and family about what's going on across the country with the total eclipse.